YouTube. What is up? Welcome back to the Radar for Rasslin Studios.
What up, Marks?
Guys, Monday Night Raw just finished up. We have two takeaways from the show that was post Fastlane. The pay-per-view that didn't really need to happen. We got it last night. So tonight is Monday Night Raw. Just finished up. A couple things to talk about. We have matches, more matches being set up for WrestleMania. Matches that we knew were going to happen. Some of them a little tiny bit different than we thought what they're going to be. But we still have, about another Raw or two in between now and WrestleMania to see if they kind of change things up and add little things to the matches and stuff like that. So, not the best episode of Raw, but what do you expect from a 3-hour Raw? They've never been really all that great in the past, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. So let's get into it. Before we do, I catch up a like on this video and a comment in the comment section below. What you guys thought of Fastlane? If you didn't catch my review, my live stream review, check that out. If let me know what you thought of Fastlane. Let me know what you think of the matches that were set up tonight on Monday Night Raw, the Rhea Ripley stuff, the Fiend stuff. What do you guys think about that? Braun Strowman and Shane. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think about all that stuff going on and what your opinions are and what you would change up in these situations. Remember, subscribe if you're watching. Subscribe, notification bell, learn when those new videos drop. Social medias, you already know what the story is with that. Let's get right into it. Monday Night Raw started off with a match that was interesting. It was an interesting one. Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. To start out the show off with a match is a really, really interesting proposition from WWE because they normally start all their events off with the same old 14, 15-minute promo. And
never fails.
Exactly. And I've been saying this for a couple weeks now. Sheamus deserves a big spot at WrestleMania. He deserves it with the work he's been putting in. He had a really good matchup against, the past two matchups against Drew McIntyre have been good. He had a really good match here against Bobby Lashley, which he lost. The Hurt Business caused a little bit of a distraction, and then there was a little bit of a beatdown at the end, and Drew McIntyre came out to help Sheamus at the end. And then you had Bobby Lashley really upset. Even though he won the match, he was really upset that that the Hurt Business got involved because it gives a perception that he couldn't win it on his own. So he's a monster. So I guess he wants to keep it that way.
And he put a hit out on Drew. He wants the entire roster to just take him out. I think this is where Sheamus is gonna come back into the fold and be the guy that takes out Drew. Maybe gets put into a triple threat, dare I say, maybe, or just gonna be more involved in this feud going forward. I have a feeling that's just a gut feeling.
Well, no, because he attacked Riddle later on that night, so I think he's going to be thrown into the United States thing.
You're right.
Now, Keith Lee's still a guy out there who we haven't seen in a long time. What I was thinking was a triple threat: Keith Lee, Riddle, and Sheamus. But Sheamus getting a U.S. championship opportunity is a big spot for WrestleMania. It's not huge, but it's a good spot for him. I think he should have been in the championship picture, heavyweight championship, but he'll be in that championship picture. So the match is set up later on a handicap match. Hurt Business, Shelton and Cedric against Drew McIntyre. If Drew McIntyre wins, Hurt Business barred from ringside. So we'll get to that later on in the show. But a good match to start off the show, a long one to start off the show, which is a good change of pace from the normal Monday Night Raws. Next thing in the show, they cut back to the Peyton Royce Raw talk from a couple weeks ago where she said that she wants a shot at Asuka and that she's tired of being overlooked. So they give her this shot. And, she put together a good match against Asuka. She really does. She ends up losing the match in the end. But it was I think a 2-segment match. So they gave her the opportunity. And then immediately after that, we get the first takeaway of the night. Rhea Ripley comes out. She debuts on Monday Night Raw, and then she immediately just says, her first night on Raw, I challenge you, Asuka, to a match at WrestleMania, and she gets it.
I challenge you to a championship match at WrestleMania.
Wow. She gets it. Which, it's not good. Why it took so long for them to debut her, I don't understand. They should have just brought her night after Royal Rumble, and then have Peyton Royce call on that stuff that she said, and then you give her the match against Asuka, which is all fine and dandy. That's cool. But then, Rhea Ripley just comes in, gets her shot at the title at WrestleMania, and that's it.
Just kind of walks in and demands it. I mean, basically what she did.
Yeah, and she said that Charlotte has COVID now, so she's out of the picture, I guess, for now. But I'm assuming she'll probably get thrown into that as a triple threat later on. I don't know. The whole thing with Andrade released Sunday night after the pay-per-view, so I'm pretty sure, he was denied release, and I think Charlotte has something to do with him getting granted release. But
I think there's a wrench being thrown into these plans for Mania with Charlotte. Sucks.
So we'll see what happens because she comes out immediately her first night. I want your WrestleMania. She gets it. So it's a shot at It sucks for Peyton Royce. It sucks for Mandy Rose. It sucks for Dana Brooke because those women have been there for a while. Not to say Rhea Ripley hasn't, but she's been on a different brand. So immediately just comes in and just gets the title shot without a few warm up matches or a battle royal to crown number one contender. But I don't know. It's good for Rhea Ripley, but still.
I don't think it helps Rhea Ripley really. I just think, like you said, they should have probably brought her back a few months ago. Had some matches on their belt. I know she not main evented, but she was in a big match with Charlotte last year and she lost. And I guess she's kind of a built star. But it would have been nice to get the type of, I don't know, a longer feud, seeing her on Raw a little bit. I mean, this is just kind of, she just shows up and then she's, you know, like demanding the match, and she just gets it like right out of nowhere. With 2 weeks, with 2 Raws left, I just don't know if there's enough time to really get us behind. I mean, it's exciting Rhea Ripley's on Raw, but just it feels very forced and rushed right now to put her in the main event. It would have been cool if Charlotte was around to have a triple threat match. Maybe that would have added to it, but just her and Asuka. Asuka is not the strongest promo, so it's not really going to build on making it that interesting of a feud. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think it helped Rhea just coming in and just, you know, 2 weeks out of to Mania and just be like, I want you, and she gets it. I don't know, just to really help her whole build. We'll see. I mean, Paige showed up one night, became champion, so maybe, you know, could be the same deal.
Yeah, but that's, you know, I was late after WrestleMania. This is like WrestleMania. She's getting the shot, like immediately taking it. I mean, Rhea Ripley's a megastar. We've said that before. She's a really established, but
she's a potential megastar.
Potential megastar. She's a megastar on NXT, but a potential megastar. And then her just showing up on the roster and immediately just getting this opportunity on the roster, you know,
it's a big. I mean, you're a Mania. You're for the biggest title. I mean, it's a big deal just to show up one day, just be like, I call the shots, and it's I don't know if it's really gonna that great of a way to knock in there. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it might cause a little bit of resentment if it continues on that way. It could be like the same thing people resent Charlotte for. Could end up being what they resent Rhea Ripley for if they give her a bunch of shots like this. Not saying that she doesn't deserve any of them, but it's just like people tend to like hate on the fact that people just come in and immediately get stuff when other people have been, you know, on the card or not underutilized, stuff like that. So
that, and just an interesting build is always something that people can get behind and really like, you know, it means more when there's a storyline, a build, something that you can get behind. And right now we're just like, I'm here, I'm gonna fight you for it. Like, it's like, all right, well, that was quick. Okay, I guess this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's really not much. You know, not much. There's no build whatsoever, so we'll see what happens. But that's the match of WrestleMania. It's been set up. So let's get to the next thing. So we have another WrestleMania match set up that's kind of different than what we thought it was going to be. You have Miz TV. I thought it was corny as hell because Miz and Morrison cut this, like, they have this new song that the music video is going to debut next week. They showed a clip of it. It's them in bunny suits just like dancing around. I don't know. It's corny to me anyways. But the Miz calls out, he challenges Bad Bunny to a match at WrestleMania, which we thought was going to be a tag match. But he has a match against Jeff Hardy, the Miz does, which the Miz wins. Sucks for Jeff Hardy. I mean, honestly, does. He's just like, I forgot he was on the Raw roster when he came out. I was like, shit, bro. You know, I forgot he was still there. But Miz wins the match, and then you have Bad Bunny attacking from behind the Miz, hitting him with the guitar. And then Bad Bunny seemed exhausted because he was breathing heavy after all that. I hope he's ready for like a match, you know?
Yeah.
And then he says, that he's gonna, he accepts the challenge of the Miz. So
I accept your challenge, bitch.
So the Miz and Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. I thought it was gonna be a tag match with Damian Priest because I think Damian Priest would get the biggest benefit from it. Being there, he just got there after Royal Rumble. He'll have a WrestleMania match. He's associated with Bad Bunny, so he gets that media mainstream rub, and I think it would have helped him out. But I guess that's not what we're gonna get, at least for now.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's kind of a shame that hopefully they build it where it becomes a tag team match where he needs him. But it's come on. This whole thing to put him with Bad Bunny was not to put Bad Bunny over, it's to get Priest over. He's like the guy that's going to be there. Unless Bad Bunny's going to become a full time wrestler, which I highly doubt.
He makes way more money outside of wrestling than he would inside.
Doing that and doesn't have to get hurt or sweat around and do crazy things or travel like wrestling wise. But it doesn't really make any sense. So we should really put Damian Priest as be the focal point, with Bad Bunny giving him the claim and just the attention being brought to the match. If they don't make this happen, they're dropping the ball with Damian Priest in a major way. Like, it's a really stupid thing to be doing. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's better for him to be in the match rather than just meandering around trying to fend off Morrison outside.
Yeah. No. He's and who the hell wants to see Miz and Bad Bunny? And Bad Bunny's not a legit wrestler. That's not going to be a good match. Like, you need Priest fighting off the two dudes would have been way better. At least more interesting, more enthralling in the match. It's a weird swerve they just did on us.
Well, we still got a little bit of time for them to change it up. So we'll see what happens in the next Raw or two. Next thing on the show is AJ Styles taking on Kofi Kingston. So there was a promo beforehand, New Day and AJ and Omos talking trash to each other and all that stuff like that. And then they have the match AJ versus Kofi. You have the match at WrestleMania for the tag titles. Kofi gets the win here because Omos was dealing with Woods on the outside. So Kofi was able to get the win on AJ. So we'll see what happens. It's a solid match because you already know who these guys are. But the thing is, New Day, it seems like they're having a lot of fun with AJ in the storyline, which is good. So we'll see how it turns out WrestleMania.
And those Mortal Kombat outfits were legit.
That is true. They have legit Scorpion and Sub-Zero outfits. Next thing that shows the Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander Shelton Benjamin match, which was actually, one of those. I went in thinking like they're just gonna feed the Hurt Business to McIntyre and just have him like roll through the guys, but they made a match out of it. It was pretty solid, and the stipulation behind it was they get barred from ringside. So Drew McIntyre ends up winning this match, hitting Claymore after Claymore, gets the pin on Alexander, which I guess is okay. I mean, they're kind of burying Cedric and Alexander and Benjamin a little bit after just losing the tag team titles. So they lose this match to one guy, and then Bobby Lashley's upset with him, so his MVP. He says he's going to find somebody to get the job done. So he calls out all the guys basically are in contention for the 24/7 championship that were just there. We're like, you guys want opportunity, take out McIntyre, which none of those guys are going to take out McIntyre. They're going to get fed to McIntyre next week, and that's it. Yeah.
And just embarrassed.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens. But it was a fun match. It was good, well booked match. But we'll see what happens going forward. Next on the show, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Trash match. You have Jax winning. I don't like Reginald being involved in all this thing. It sucks.
Too much. It pisses me off that Reginald's involved in SmackDown and Raw, and he was Carmella's lackey. What happened to Carmella?
Yeah.
And she hurt. What happened? How did Reginald become the main focal point out of that whole thing? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It blows. He's flipping around the ring. What are we supposed to care about this? And the love interest with Nia, it's not interesting. It just sucks.
It's terrible. It sucks that he was with Carmella. Carmella's nowhere to be seen, and this guy's just all over the women's tag team division, just flipping around. Nobody cares. What the hell's the point of this thing? Yeah.
Who is this guy? No one even knows what he is. It's just. He's a sommelier. He takes the wines.
Yeah.
What does it have to do with wrestling? I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, we have that going on. So we'll see who they face at WrestleMania. Most likely it's going to be a multi-team match for those women's titles. So next thing on the show, it gets from bad to worse. So we have Elias in the ring with Riker and Shane McMahon again. Remember, this is a pretty much the exact same repeat of what happened the night before at Fastlane. They're doing a stupid song about how stupid Braun Strowman is. This is terrible. Braun Strowman comes out and then has a match against Elias. Jesus, it drives me crazy how they keep doing this dumb stuff. And he got the easy win on Elias. They bury Elias more and more, feed him to Strowman. No purpose of this whatsoever. If anything, you want Strowman to come in looking a little weak to take on Shane McMahon. So when Shane McMahon has a competitive match, it doesn't look that bad. But in the end, you have Shane, he was obviously faking the knee injury. He runs away because he tries to attack Strowman after Strowman gets the win on Elias. And then he says, okay, I'm challenging you to a match at WrestleMania. Shane says, okay, I accept any stipulation you want. So at least there'll be a stipulation in here, but hopefully, I think they're better doing a ridiculous stipulation in this one.
Yeah, I was really hoping with the knee injury thing, they were just going to axe the whole feud.
Yeah.
Because of how dumb it's been so far and how stupid it's actually been. But no, they ruined it and they brought it back. So I guess whatever.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I guess the whole thing was let's just we're screwing it up by putting on Fastlane. Let's just get it out and then take it to WrestleMania. That's pretty much all. Nice thing on the show was the main event. It was Randy Orton summoning Bray Wyatt. So Randy Orton's in the ring. Here comes Alexa Bliss. She has a Jack-in-the-Box toy, plays it, and then the Fiend appears behind Orton, but he doesn't attack. So Orton's kind of just feeling him out, and then he takes out the gasoline, pours it around him and stuff like that, and then he hits him with an RKO.
Beautiful RKO.
Yeah, it did really. And then here comes Alexa Bliss with a bit of distraction, and then he turns around, gets dropped by Wyatt with his sister Abigail, and they stand tall over him as Alexa points at the WrestleMania sign. To be honest, this match is gonna happen. To be honest, this match is gonna happen, but this is takeaway number 2 because there's the photo, and then it's your first actual color picture of Bray Wyatt. You actually see the whole, because you've seen him only in that purple lighting, so you haven't got a best look. But this is probably the best look you're gonna get from the one behind you. Is behind us is that that his new look. I mean, it's all burned. I think I feel bad for him because he's probably super hot under all that stuff and really uncomfortable.
A lot. And he's doing the old Batman Michael Keaton turn. He's kind of turning the whole body to do anything. So that should be fun to see in the match. We'll see what that's like.
It all depends on how this is going to match going to turn out. We all know it's going to be a mean-ass stipulation, some supernatural thing. I wouldn't go with a cinematic unless you're going to... Because it sucks for a live crowd, I think, cinematics. And it all depends. You don't want because what you don't want is for a cinematic match to happen, and then when they come back with the regular audio, everybody's booing it in the stands or something like that. So you don't want to do that. You could go with something in ring that's heavy on the stipulations. You could do that. But we got the match. We don't know what's going to happen. We just got to see what's going to happen with it, in terms of stipulation, which they haven't announced yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It's been a good build. We were, there was a point there where like, where's the Fiend? Where's the Fiend? But I do like how he came back, and he came back affected by it, like with the whole burns and like looking crazier. Yeah. And it keeps evolving the Fiend character and Wyatt character, and then Alexa Bliss is just becoming more and more psychotic and crazier looking with the makeup and stuff. So it's definitely intriguing. It's one of the I've been telling you guys for weeks, I'm not really excited about the Mania this year. Just the matches aren't really, it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. None of the matches feel special to me. This match has that inkling of feeling special, whether it's a cinematic or heavy stipulation, whatever the case may be. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. It's been I like a long, old school, months and months of a build. I just think you can add more layers to matching, and you can get behind it. And Randy's doing, he's had a great year, continues to have a great year. Even some of the wacky stuff, I've enjoyed some of the hokey, wacky stuff. It's just because Bray is such a different character, and you can get away with these crazy things, kind of like Undertaker back in the day. Yeah. Where lightning would come out of his fingers, he'd elevate to the sky or whatever the hell he was doing. So it's in that same mold, so I don't mind it. I enjoy it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what the hell they do and how he can move with all that stuff in there. And I hope it's on a hot day in Tampa or a hot night in Tampa, because boy, he's going to lose about 30-40 pounds in that match.
He's going to be like in a sauna suit there. But, we'll see what the stipulation ends up being and how it's going to look at WrestleMania. If it's going to be cinematic or in-ring. But that's the way the show ended. It's just a whatever episode of Monday Night Raw trying to.
It's just as per usual.
Yeah, they're trying to build up to the WrestleMania because they're really delayed on the hype and the match setup, and they're scrambling at this moment. So we'll see how everything turns out. They got a couple more Raws before the actual event happens, so we'll see how they end up working through this. Maybe they can pull a Hail Mary and make it all work out in the end. But guys, that's what we have for you guys today. 2 takeaways from Monday Night Raw to review. Remember to like and subscribe. Drop a comment in the comment section below what you guys thought about Raw and all the build-ups to WrestleMania. Are you for it, against it? What do you like? What don't you like? And that's the video we have for you guys today. If it doesn't work, bro, not do the job.
Later, Marks.